Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Hey man, y'all spin a vortex in the chat if I could be heard. Spin a vortex in the chat. If you can hear your little brother. Y'all see the topic, the title marked by violence, the beast system of war and flesh eating. It's your little brother Malaki Macabee. And first and foremost, all praises to the ever-present creator. Always was, is, and ever shall be. The mighty and great spirit, the mighty and great I am, whose magnitude is incomprehensible and whose presence is everywhere, like we say in St. Louis, everywhere, or everywhere, or everywhere, however you want to, Yeah, shout out to the creator, man. Much love. Much love to the Almighty. Absolutely. Yeah, man, shout out to my brother Nathaniel Jordan, the Minister of Wellness. Absolutely. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and share some. I just got off a podcast with my brother. And as always, it's an honor chopping it up with those that understand, man. This is his brother's food drive he just did. We gotta get you some better music. We gotta get you some Creative Gang beats or something, brother Nathaniel. Well, that music will put a brother like me to sleep, my brother. But nonetheless, man, I love and appreciate the work you're doing. You know what I mean? It's powerful, very, very powerful. This brother's feeding thousands, of course, with the support of the people. The brother's feeding thousands of I think he's in Kenya. Yeah, so thousands of sons and daughters of the creator, you understand? Feeding them every month. And doing a pass drive for the sisters and all that, man. So, hey, y'all get a chance, go ahead and jump on over there and support the brother, the minister of wellness, man. You know what I mean? Every Tuesday, feel like, $1 over there go far. You feel me? So this thing with $100 will do or something like that. But support the brother. I like what he's doing. He building an orphanage too, getting the orphanage together for the less fortunate. Right now they living in aluminum sided sheds. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. We gonna have to get you. Hey, Minister Will, we gotta get you together on the beats, brother. Gotta get you together. The Creative Gang. We got the production covered. My brother Bronze Yoke, y'all tap in with my brother Bronze. He part of the CGG production. It says, tell him to hit the Creative Gang production crew. We'll get them together on the tones. Yeah. I already know. I need to get myself together on the camera. I need to get me the mic. I got all types of stuff I need to be getting. But yeah, bro, we definitely can take care of you dealing with the beats, brother. We love what you're doing, but that right there, boy, put a brother to sleep. I'm gonna click back on that so we can look at that work though, because that's what matters, the work that's getting done. But we gotta have some different beats. We can't have funeral music, brother. Hold on. Or elevator music. That's powerful. Floor right behind. Look at that little baby. Look at that little baby. And it's all plant-based. They ain't feeding them no flesh. No flesh. Poor little dog. Look at the little dog. The dog laid out right here on the floor, on the grass. I don't know what y'all did to that dog, boy. Man. Look at them little babies. Look at them little babies. Yeah, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. Y'all support my brother, the minister of wellness. Absolutely. You feel me? And let's go ahead and get that done, man. There's so much work to get done out there. There's so much service to be done. So many people need to eat. So many people need to be off these streets. Diseases need to get eradicated. Like we can't sit back and act like we don't got work to do. There's plenty of work to do. We need to be coming up with remedies for all this. That brother said he wanted to end world hunger. You know what I mean? Set a goal so high everybody think it's impossible type. Yeah, and get to it. You feel me? Shout out to the underground. And that's what I mean by we got you on the beats, bro. Bro, Nathan, we got you on the beats. There's some of the Creative Gang production right there. You feel me? Shout out to the undergrads. Shout out to the undergrads. CGG, baby.
Taste prayer, hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up the old souls that been sleep on the couch. When you know what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud. Taste prayer, hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up the old souls that been sleep on the couch. When you know what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud.
They prayed deep where the pain don't hide. Down in the dirt where the hurt reside. He spoke one truth and the cloud slid wide, letting sun hit the block like a shift in the tide. They asked first, Father, make the unseen near, and the sky bow down just to make things clear. Teach me truth, let the pride disappear. Show me my flaws so the path steer clear. I seen broke hearts start breathing again. Seen doubts creep in when the spirit descend. When you call from the depth, ain't no falling back in. Jehovah raise you up, no Lord contends. Take away self, let the weakness confess. Turn a soul from the chaos to a place of rest. Seen a lost man stretch past the chains and the nets, cause the purpose stood firm under pressure and stress.
Today's prayer hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up the old souls that been sleep on the couch. When you knowin' what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud. Today's prayer hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up the old souls that been sleep on the couch. When you knowin' what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud.
I came from the low where the hurt sit deep, where the nights get long and the hope gets weak. But today's prayer hit, woke the pain out of sleep, made the whole hood feel what the wise ones speak. Make me strong in thee, and the chains fell down. Turn an unheard voice to a well-known sound. Fear is a thief, steady blocking your crown, but the truth punched through, knocked the lies to the ground. Light up the heart, ditch the self-made clout, make the inner man glow, cause he truly devout. Seen deep wounds close from the inside out. Seen a man gain hope where he once had doubt. Oh, a speed gave game that the world don't teach. Truth so complete, you can feel it in speech. Every lesson a reminder why we push for the peak, and only putting words to action bring the goal in reach.
Today's prayer hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up the old souls that been sleep on the couch. When you knowin' what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud. Today's prayer hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up the old souls that been sleep on the couch. When you knowin' what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud.
Now the Cosmo and Era got the world on shift. Dark clouds take flight like Ethereum ships. Souls lost in the rifts and the messenger swift, bearing orders from Jehovah on a heavenly writ. They walk first, so the pathway clear. Ask creator for the truth, no vanity near. Make me upright, Father, keep my vision sincere. Let the old world fade, bring the new world here. I seen hope stay warm in the season of cold. Seen faith carry man down the beaten road. I seen the spirit hold firm with a massive load. Seen man stand pat when the plan unfold. Every creed that we chant get intention now. Every seed that we plant seek ascension now. Let Jehovah in your heart, ain't no stressing you out. Releasing all the tension that's been pressing you down.
Today's prayer hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up those souls that been sleep on the couch. When you knowin' what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud. Today's prayer hit the heavens when it's leaving the mouth. Wake up those souls that been sleep on the couch. When you knowin' what you know and ain't no speaking in doubt. And when Jehovah get to show and raise a king from a cloud.
Boy, that deal go hard. You heard me? Man, shout out to the undergrad. Shout out to the whole CGG production team, baby. Yeah, that go hard right there, man. You can't even, you got to keep it all the way, you know what I mean? You just got to be real with yourself. You just got to be real with yourself. You feel me? Let's get to my favorite one real quick.
Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised, while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted. Records get twisted. Truth wasn't written, it lived and applied. Images carved, but they not what they imply. Copies get lifted and passed to the scribes. Hands on the script, but it slowly run dry. Circles and lines held the truth they can't hide. Pointing to the all, but reduced to a sign. Told not to seek it, just stay and comply. But light get diminished the moment it's tired. Priests in the center, the people outside. Words getting filtered before they even apply. Gatekeepers shaping what souls can't defy. Twist the truth in the text so the ego align. Nothing was said about looking inside. All of the noise outside keep the mind occupied. Truth was a whisper they learned to divide. Buried in the scriptures that were written in lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praise while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Voices get carried and shift in the span. Truth leave the source, get reshaped by hand. Spoken outside, but not part of the plan. So hear it clear without the preaching of man. Leaders keep building the heavens they command. Guards along the path, so it passed through a brand. Teaching the code, so obedience stand. Blocking the truth from the masses caught up in the sham. Some start to notice it wasn't so grand. The rise and decline all across the land. Stories get buried, then uncovered in sand. Every time echo patterns they don't understand. Reading all the records, the mind expands. Seeing the same cycle that once sunk pan. The meanings got altered the further they ran. And they took it as truth, then made laws and declared. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Looking at records, the truth can be known. Same things repeated, then written in stone. Teachings get layered and widely outgrown. Deeper foundations not built in the homes. Voices not living out, setting the tone. Taking his law, 9 followers grown. Those who will question get left on their own. Told just accept what the elders condone. Patterns keep repeating, times clearly flown. Rise and then fall in the ways they have grown. Nothing was random, the seeds had been sown. Cycles keep turning and the harvest is wrong. Some start to see it and question the throne. Some keep defending when the proof has been shown. Nothing to argue, the cover's been blown. Just seeing it clear with no need to atone. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. OSP's guide to how over time praised while the spirit get denied. Disguise symbols guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies.
Oh, way, boy. Records get twisted. The meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. Stop playing with them. Stop playing with them. Shout out to the CGG in the building. Much love, honor, and respect to my brothers and sisters. I see y'all in the building. We got the brother Adam in the building. First from my brother Nathaniel Jordan, the minister of wellness channel. Shout out, Adam. What's the word, Adam? Nothing but love, honor, and respect, my brother. We got Yapai Yahoo 72 in the building. Okay. Much love, love, light, balance, and all that good stuff in between to the family. Man, who else we got? Nazarene, the same faith. This 777 is in the building. My brethren, my comrade. We got True Beauty for Ashes is in the building. Shalom, love, and light to my faithless people. Love, light, balance, and all that good stuff in between. Who else we got up in this deal, man? My brother Mayak, Mikael, Mayak. You know what I mean? In the building. Love, light, balance, King. What's the word? What's the word? We got my other brother that be out there on them highways and byways driving them trucks. Jaway is in the building. What's the word, King? Much love, honor, and respect, bro. You already know. We got the Cali Connect, West Side. Dreadful Cosmon is in the building, my beloved brethren. What's the word? My brother. We got our beloved mother, our beloved Ema, Ahuba Lifestyles. Y'all go like, subscribe, and all that good stuff in between. You know, Ema goes into all the plant-based, recipes, and she's got to get back to putting her videos up. But that's who you want to go see if you want to know how to do anything plant-based or anything vegan. You talking about preparing it, not dealing with the processed foods and all that. You need to go holler at Ema Ahuba. Ahuba from Hub City, Compton. Stop playing with her. Shout out to my Ema, man. Much love, Ema. Y'all go like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. Let me see who else we got in there. Okay. Of course, we got the Bronze Yogue in the building. My East Side brother. What's the word, Bronze? One of the chief producers in the CGG. Y'all gotta tap in, man. Y'all gotta tap in. Bang. Let me see who else up in here. We got Imam Mahaya in the building from Florida all the way up to Ohio is in the building. Another one of our mothers. Love, light, balance, and honor, mama. Love, light, balance, and honor. Family in the building. K-Go, T-Y-K is in the building. What's the word, fam? Hope I ain't slaughter your name a little taste. You know how it go. Who else we got up in here? Zakar Yahoo. Atlanta in the house. That's right. And we got Ameris Love is in the building. I'm here, CGG. All right, that's what's up. I see y'all. Y'all came to hang out a little taste with your little brother. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so look, let's go ahead and get to it, though. Y'all see the title. All right. So let's go into it. I was going into some of this on the Minister of Wellness channel, my brother Nathaniel Jordan. I was going to some of this over there. I'll make sure I'm sharing the tab a little taste. All right, bang. Make sure everybody cool, everybody good. All right. Let's see. Let's see, little taste. Little taste. That's how we do, y'all. We come on, we rock out for a little bit, get the spirit moving up in her. Play some good, we ain't playing drill rap or, nothing that'll put you to sleep like some of that gospel music, man. Good night. I know some of y'all like some of it, especially the old school kind for sure, but man, the more of that stuff I've been hearing lately, it's been hard not to fall asleep. I'm gonna be real with you. My eyes get heavy real quick. It's like, dang. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, we're gonna get into it. Y'all see this marked by violence, the beast system of war and flesh eating. Yeah, I know folk getting mad. Everybody get mad. You be all right, though. Feelings get hurt every day, like they say in St. Louis, or every day. Yeah, feelings get hurt. It's all good, man. You dig? But your feelings shouldn't stop us from going from handling business and still bringing the light and dropping these light bombs. That's just how they go. So that's why in the end we'll be like, your feelings don't mean that. That's what we're saying. Your feelings don't stop the truth from going forward or light being revealed. I mean, your feelings ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, that's good to know you're frustrated or you're angry or, you know what I mean? You feel like throwing curses out there and all that. That's your prerogative. None of that got nothing to do with us. None of that make us hit the brakes. So that's why when we say feelings don't mean nothing, not that you don't have them. We all got feelings. You know what I mean? But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to bringing light or clarity to a world full of darkness, feelings ain't even considered. We don't even consider no type of feelings. What you mean? For what? For what? You know what I mean? We can't waste another second in pulling our people up out of that. What are we doing? What are we doing? Studying cloud patterns? Trying to just go along to get along? No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. We ain't watering creator down at all, period. You know what I mean? Not for the sake of camaraderie, a relationship, or some income, none of it. We ain't watering creator down. Mm-mm. Never will. Right? Just what? Why? To be accepted amongst your little fake makeshift brotherhood? Please. Nah, y'all watering creator now. Right? Y'all putting false charges on creator. I ain't about to sit back and just let that fly. You crazy? Nah, it don't work like that. So it's important to know, marked by violence, the beast system of war and flesh eating. Because, you know, again, one of the big themes, especially in the book of Revelation, is the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? And y'all, it's not a universally accepted or agreed upon doctrine at all. It's not. Depending on which Israelite camp you run across or Christian assembly, very, you know, because everybody got different, you know, study of the end times or different understanding or eschatology or soterology, the you know, study of salvation. Everybody got different understandings. Yeah, everybody's breakdown is different, and so it's no different when it comes down to this mark of the beast situation. It's no different. Somebody will tell you it's the very chip that's in your passport or your debit card right now is going in your forehead or in your right hand, and you won't be able to buy, sell, and you know how it is, and that the number on it is 666, and you know what I mean. Or you got some people saying it's a what them one boy say is an embargo, is a damn tax, a tariff or something placed on one country. Like so Donald Trump ain't running around here handing out tariffs and embargoes like stimulus checks. He taxing and putting tariffs on everybody. So some people say, you know, that's the mark of the beast. Some people say the mark of the beast and the image of the beast is white Jesus. It's not a universally agreed upon topic. It's not. You know what I mean? So we come to bring some clarity to the matter. And once we get done, it's going to be understood that the majority of the world is currently up under the image, mark, and number of the beast. Yeah, that's how that works. See what I'm saying? That's how that works. And it's evident. It's evident through the fruit. See, the seed get planted, and then there's fruit that come along, that fruition, that spring up. The fruit is the evidence of what kind of seed it was that was planted. You see what I'm saying? So the fruit is warfare. If the fruit is blood spilling. If the fruit is domination, subjugation, and all that, you're going to already tell you that the seed was corrupt. Look what it produced. Look what it produced. Shout out to my brother Gift of Yahuwah, creator only in the building. What's the word, Huh? It's on the 456 in the building. What's the word? Let's get into it. Just in case some of y'all didn't see, because I went over some of this on the brother Nathaniel's channel. All right, marked by violence, the beast system of war and flesh eating. And a waspy presentation, right? All right, a waspy. A waspy is a practical guidebook to the spiritual life. This is the standard edition. It's written in modern American language, so you know you don't got to run around and grab Greek concordances and Hebrew concordances and conjugate verbs and roll your reshes and to get an understanding, in which all those guys are hiding. They're hiding behind the language. Right. The fact that everybody's an apologetic today proves that the Bible is tampered and corrupted. You only become an apologetic or someone who specializes in making an orange an apple is because you know you got a problem. There's blood in the water. Yeah, you got to explain this away. And you realize you can't. So you got to come up with some type of, you know, twisted jargon You know what I mean? That leaves the people even more, confused than before they even ask the question about what does this mean. They walk away scratching their head. Like, what are you talking about? All right, so let's read about this. It says, you have a corporeal body and a spiritual body. Hear me, and I will open your understanding. I come to free not only the corporeal, the physical man, but the spiritual man. So yes, your spirit is in bondage or has been in bondage. The only way your spirit has been set free is if you rock with the Creator. That's it. Other than that, you in bondage. You in some type of deity worship, some type of ancestral worship, some type of self-centered, even, you can be guilty of worshiping yourself. Some type of self-centered ideology or whatever. You know what I mean? If you ain't rocking with the ever-present Almighty Creator, then you a slave. Spiritually speaking, to someone or something, some ideal, slave. That's how that works. You see, watch this. So this is freedom across the board, from physical slavery to spiritual slavery. Look at this. Yeah, with your freedom, you also attain to responsibility, so that sooner or later, your fidelity to your Creator and to your fellow man, and righteousness, love, and good works shall become the most sacred study of your life. The most sacred study of your life is what? Your fidelity to your Creator and to your fellow man. You see, nothing evil thus far, nothing blood curdling, nothing to make you scratch your head. Everything is practical. It makes sense. You can apply it. So why is this book so feared by the masses? Do you know why? If we ain't heard nothing evil, what really is the problem? What really is the problem? Because Owaspi exposes the false deities and gods hiding everywhere. Yeah, so when you find out there's false gods and your God is amongst them, yeah, it'd be all over but the shouting. So what you see, you got people, fancy themselves as our enemies coming against us or whatever. That's just them being in denial. Yeah, the boys in denial. That's it. You know what I mean? You can't argue with nothing you've heard thus far. You can't even confuse any of this for wickedness or evil. You see? Look at this. Your God does not come in this era as a dictator, but as your elder brother with ample experience. Nor do I command, saying you shall believe, because I, your God, have said it or revealed it in this book. Look at that. He's saying don't believe nothing just because it's written in any book. Before you arrive at a judgment of believing something or knowing something to be true, you need to test that first. You test that first. You ain't even tested it. What you mean you know it to be true? See, Owaspi humbles itself. We don't even come off boasting like it's the most immaculate. You know what I mean? It comes straight off and let you know it's not immaculate. And the whole purpose wasn't even about producing something that was, perfect. It was simply for bringing forth something as a roadmap that man could use. You understand? To hear the voice that he could practically use, in hearing the voice of his maker, and seeing the heavens while he's living. Seeing the heavens while he's living, so he can know of a surety where his spirit or his soul will reside once he cross over. So it's an aspect of it that involves studying the heavens. Yeah. So it's practical. It ain't nothing, the evil, cutting off organs, playing with blood, ain't none of that. Ain't even no pump faking, acting like wine is blood and bread is flesh. Like we not even acting or pretending like that's what it is. So you don't believe it just because it's written anywhere. Look at this. Nevertheless, through Owaspi, light of Jehovah, the Creator is revealed to man, and man is to judge himself and labor to save himself, so that by this he may have honor and glory. For the will of the Creator is not for man to be forever led. But for man to ultimately have a light of practicing good works organically, from infancy up. Look at that. That's the whole purpose. That you have the light of practicing good works organically from a shorty on up. Let's get into this book of Jehovah. Book of Jehovah, chapter 8. Coming out this speed. You know, this is that book that they fear. They fear this. And it's because, again, it exposes the deities and false gods everywhere. They can't hide. See, once you know the character of the creator, all that pump fake can go out the window. Because now you peeping like, oh no, that's deity danger. That's false god alert right there. That's false god alert. What is that? Who is that? Who said that? Who? Oh no, I ain't getting down with that. You gotta go. See, now you're not believing every spirit. You trying the spirit, right? Right. All right, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this real quick. Bang. I might as well make the whole thing or something like that. Yeah, something like that. All right, let's get into this. Chapter 8. Chapter 8, Book of Jehovah, Book of the Creator in Owaspy. You feel me? Chapter 8 and 4, the angels under you shall become at times rebellious and defiant, disregarding your laws and decrees, and they shall desert your heavenly places and go down to the earth in millions and hundreds of millions. And they shall drive away the Ashars, or the guardian angels, and then assume guardianship, see? Then assume guardianship over mortals. But they shall develop no righteousness under the sun, see? So what the mortal is doing and how the mortal is behaving proves or is evidence of which spirit is inspiring mortal to speak the way he's speaking and to behave the way he's behaving. Man's behavior is the fruit, is the byproduct, basically. You know what I mean? Of the dark inspiration of false inspiration that has a battery in its back. The way man acts or behaves, the way he speaks, the way he handles situations and all that, it proves with either it's of the creator, meaning his angel ambassadors, or it's these false gods and their low swinging devotees. Real spiel. Now look at this. The angels under you shall become at times rebellious and defiant, disregarding your laws and decrees. See? And they shall desert your heavenly places and go down to the earth in millions and hundreds of millions. They shall drive away the Ashars, the guardian angels, and then assume guardianship over mortals. But they shall develop no righteousness under the sun, and they will inspire mortals to war and destruction. It's not the creator that's inspiring mortals or mankind to war and destruction. It's not. I know you would like to think that you know, okay, nigga, Persia about to launch missiles on Israel, and it's the Lord even put hooks in their jaws, and you've been deceived. The creator don't sanction nor condone warfare. So all that you talking about, oh yeah, it says in the book of Ezekiel and Jeremiah, and you look yawn. Look, any type of warfare or bloodshed, shedding blood, whether it be man or animal, is not sanctioned nor condoned by Creator at all. At all. They get at us like this, the most radical piece of understanding ever, and I see why. In a world of darkness, in a world of a flesh chewing and all that, you come in a whole different way. You come in a whole different way. You know what I mean? And it's a way of peace and non-resistance, but it's rattling the kingdom of darkness. You know what I mean? This peace and non-resistance is rattling the kingdom of darkness. People don't know how to respond to none of this. It's not the creator inspiring mortals to war and destruction. These are rebellious angels who are not down with the Creator's program. These are rebellious angels. Who want servitude to the false ones. Look, but they shall develop no righteousness under the sun, and they will inspire mortals to war and destruction. And these angels will themselves take the war and evil throughout the place of your heavens. With the foul gases of atmosphere, they shall make weapons of war and places of torment. These elements they shall make suffocating hells in order to cast one another into chaos. And mortals slain in war. So it's not the Creator throwing you in hell either. See, you've been putting it off, man. The Lord is gonna nigga burnt offering you. You know what I mean? Roast you in hell forever. And look, y'all, all that the curses, the hellfire, all they got to do with the false deities, gods, and lords who we trying to rescue you from. We trying to keep you from going through this. Look at this. Look at this. So they're inspiring the war, right? And then they all about war amongst themselves, and they're inspiring their mortal counterparts to war. And these same group of rebellious angels are making suffocating hells, and they're casting one another into them. Wow. Nothing to do with the Creator does for. And mortals slain in war shall be born in spirit into chaos on the battlefields. And entering the S world or the spirit world in chaos, they shall not know that they are dead as the earth life, but shall still keep fighting right and left. Look at that. An enemy shall take enemies in these heavens and cast them into the places of torment. It's not the Most High nor his angels throwing you in, or not the Creator and his angels throwing you in no lake of fire forever. Y'all, these are rebellious angels who have rebelled from up under the program of the Creator and chose to follow false gods and false lords and choose to capture the souls of mortals once they cross over, because you just so devoted to your deity and God. Well, we got us another one. Time to make you a slave. You see? But as we read, this ain't got nothing to do with the Creator. The Creator ain't the one making hell and casting you into it, and that ain't the Creator. You feel me? Look at this. It says, an enemy shall take enemy in these heavens and cast them into the places of torment, which they shall have built. See? Creator ain't building hell and places of torment. Your enemies are. Rebellious angels are, who are in servitude to false gods and deities. If that makes sense to you, drop a 12,000 in the chat. What y'all doing? And they shall not know peace or wisdom. The book of Judgment, chapter 32. OISP, boy. This OISP is serious. Hold on 1 second, fam. I see them 12,000 in the chat. We good. Pay that water bill by. All right, right here. All right, chapter 32, the book of Judgment, OISP. God judges against war. So this is a true God. This is not the Creator, but he's speaking. You know, when he started giving up praise and all that, he distinguishes between himself and the Almighty. Okay, God is a creation. as a mere son or daughter of the Creator. That's how that works. If you ain't been dealing with the Creator this whole time, you've been praying to a creation, a God, which would make him a false God, because true God don't accept your prayers. Yeah, true God don't accept your prayers. All prayers go to the Creator. That's how that works. You see what I'm saying? So right here, God judges against war, Book of Judgment 32 and 9. Now, other than these angels, there are those who are slain in war, whose minds are in chaos. Who died in the heat of passion, fear, and anger, become wild and bound on battlefields, or perhaps stroll away into deserted houses and castles, and are lost, bewildered, and unapproachable. So it's letting you know the conditions of the spirits of mortals slain in war when they cross over. They're birthed into the spirit world under a certain condition, and it's chaotic. It's chaotic. Somebody who dies from violently. So whether it's in the streets or whether you in the army or the military or the Navy SEALs, but you've been killing. What you're doing is birthing newborn chaotic spirits into the spirit world, and the angels that are in charge of receiving their spirits now got to work triple and quadruple times harder to calm their spirit down, and it's not an easy task. You see what I'm saying? So this is the condition of those who are slain in warfare, the condition of your spirit, your mind, what you're gonna go through. You see, look at this. And where you can be wandering at, deserted houses and castles. Look, and are lost, bewildered, and unapproachable. You can't even approach this chaotic spirit, this angry spirit. You see that? Look at that. Of these, there are hundreds of millions. So it ain't just 5 of these jokers walk strolling through this earth. Hundreds of millions, and they are in all countries and among all peoples in the world. You see that? So these low, dark, demonic forces ain't just restricted to the Congo or to Africa or to France and Europe or Moscow and Russia. No, these unclean, vibrational, low-hanging forces are in among all people and in every country in the world. See, so you can't even put just wickedness on one people. You can't. See, this takes the bigotry right out of your doctrine, and take it right out your superiority audit. They take it right on about it there, because now you got to accept that it is evil and wickedness, and I'm talking about diabolical wickedness among all people and in every country in the world, right? See, just like everybody amongst all people and from every country has an opportunity to be chosen and serve the Creator, it swing both ways. It's evil in all countries and among all people. It swing the righteous way and the wicked way. See? Look at verse 11. They are distracted and tormented with their own fears and bewilderment. Judgment is rendered against all nations and peoples in the world who engage in war, thus bringing these afflictions upon the angels of heaven. Judgment is rendered against every nation and all people in the world who carry on war, or who are accessory to war, in which any man created alive by the Creator is slain in defense of any king or other ruler, or in defense of any country or government in the world. Look at that. See, the Creator ain't condoning the warfare in no way, shape, form, or fashion, offensively or defensively. Because you become responsible, you become bound to the man you kill. You become bound to him. Now it's your responsibility to clean that up. Meaning you got to raise that man up out of his darkness, and that's gonna be hard. He angry at you. You took him away from his family. He got a suffocating hell waiting on you. Yeah, it get real. It get real. But no, the judgment is rendered against every nation. It ain't just the African nations or the European nations, every nation and all people in the world who carry on war. But that's everybody. That's everybody. You see, it swing both ways, just like out of everybody in every country and among all nations, everyone can choose to be chosen and roll with the creator. It swing back the wicked way too. Hmm? In all countries and among all peoples, you feel me? These unclean forces reside, dwell, and inspire the warfare. That's why the judgment is rendered against every nation. You see? And look, verse 14. Look at this. And whether any war is offensive or defensive, my judgment is against its aiders and abettors, and against the kings and queens or other rulers who are parties to war, willingly, knowingly, or otherwise. See? And I judge him guilty also, who is general, commodore, captain, sergeant, or private that engages in war, takes part in it, aiding, abetting, or otherwise, in which any man created alive by Jehovah is slain or caused to suffer death. See, judgment is rendered. See, and he gonna tell you what the judgment is. 16. And yet, aside from angels who are in chaos, there are hundreds of millions who are in declension instead of resurrection. Such angels are those who in mortal life were whipped and tortured in prisons, or perhaps were hanged or otherwise put to death. Look at this. You got 100 million more angels who are angry, who ain't resurrected, who fallen. Huh? And why they angry, Malachi? When they was alive, you whipped the skin off their back, tortured them in prison, huh? Or hung them. Yeah, what you did just birthed a whole bunch of chaotic, mean, angry spirits into the afterlife. Who could be used as the YNs for the false gods and lords that bring afflictions on man. See what you did? These angels take delight in evil instead of good. Sometimes they go about singly, and sometimes in gangs of hundreds and even thousands. In the past, see, look what it says right here, y'all. In the past, the false gods, not the creator. The false gods use such angels to fulfill curses on mortals and to carry poison in the earth and inoculate mortals with foul diseases, going into your vaccines and all that, and your airborne viruses. The false gods are using these angry spirits who have been birthed into the spirit world because you whipped them, tortured them, and hung them. The false gods are using them as their foot soldiers to fulfill curses. To fulfill curses. You feel me? On mortals. It's not the creator that's doing that. Right, hold on, y'all. Let me check and see what the hell going on. Hold on. All right, my bad, fam. Man, the neighbors out here wilding. Tripping. All right, here, let me get back to this. Okay, my bad. What is that about? Well, I ain't blue. Okay. All right, y'all, my bad. Let me get back to this. Get back to this. So you see, it's the false gods that use these angry, chaotic spirits who were whipped, hung, and tortured in their mortal life. The false gods use them as foot soldiers to fulfill curses on mortals. So if you understand that the creator is not the one sanctioning warfare, and he ain't the one sending curses on you. If you understand that, y'all drop a 10,000 in the chat. All this is the product or the byproduct of the false gods who are using hundreds of millions of chaotic spirits, tortured spirits, whether they be spirits who were slain in war or those who were tortured, whipped, and beaten in a mortal life. False gods use them as foot soldiers to fulfill curses. So now we got a problem if you've been hanging on to the fact you an Israelite based off the curses you live. You feel you're under a curse, right? You figure that the Most High cursed you. For one, it's a problem because you believe in that you're chosen based off your misfortune, not based off any favor you got going on, a blessing or a favor, based off of misfortune, right? But how about you? How about when you find out about the character of the creator, that the creator don't curse? So if the creator don't curse, who is that? Who is the Lord God that cursed you? No, the false gods use certain angels to fulfill curses on mortals. Sometimes you just got to slow down. And to carry poison in the earth. They're your airborne viruses. And inoculate mortals with foul diseases. There go your vaccines, your jabs. All your COVID jabs and all of these. But this is not nothing sent from the creator. A COVID jab. No, y'all, that's the product of the false gods, man. And everybody was lining up, rolling their sleeve up, slapping their arms. No. Trick no good. Trick no good. Look at this, verse 19. Behold, in this day my angels have shown you that they can bring flowers and ponderous bodies. Similarly, the false gods with their trained warrior angels who delighted in evil could cast mortals in death by poisons and suffocation. Look at that. There you go, thinking the plagues that hit the earth, man. That's the most high sent the plagues, Hawk. Man, it's just starting to get silly. It's starting to get silly. Verse 22, and this is the bondage I put upon all those who do not obey my judgments and conform to them. They shall not rise above the first resurrection in heaven, while war remains upon the earth. Even though their bondage is 100 years or 1,000 years, yet this my judgment against them shall not be put aside. The man you kill or the village you bomb, you bind yourself to them. You bind yourself to them. I mean, all your great generals, General Robert E. Lee, General Patton, General Albert Pike, the 33rd degree Grand Master Mason. Yeah. In the spirit world, they ain't rose up past their nostrils. They're wandering dark forces of spirits in this earth bound. Yeah. Once they died, death doesn't rid you of your responsibility. He died and crossed over and got thrown in the hole. That's just what it is. While war remains. Look at that. 23. Neither shall any king, queen, nor any other ruler in the entire world impress as a soldier any man who is unwilling to engage in war. You look like making somebody go spill blood for you. And whoever does not obey this, my judgment shall not rise above the first resurrection in heaven while war remains on the earth. The Queen of England, while she was living, she crossed over. She right here. You feel me? Imagine the places of torment like that was waiting for like an Adolf Hitler, a Queen of England, a King Leopold of Belgium. A Robert Stalin. Imagine the boy. Imagine the torment, and then the long stomping. Boy, you credited with how many bodies, boy? Oh my God. And you got to work with all of them. You got to resurrect all of them. Boy, I can only imagine. And that deal say, while war remains on the earth, nor will I any more consider the prayers of any king, queen, or any other ruler, or any nation or people anywhere in the world who engage in war, offensive or defensive, or who aid or abet war in any way whatsoever, or who assist or profit from war in any way whatsoever. So all your Lockheed Martins and your Boeings and your, you know what I mean, your weapons contractors, and you're all connected down from the person who aimed the gun and pulled the trigger back down to the one who made the weapon. All y'all got to answer for that. The creator is clearly saying, I'm not even answering the prayers. I'm not even considering the prayers of those who engage in war, who got blood in their mouth. Your prayers won't even be considered. That's how that works. But I will abandon all such people, and my Lord shall abandon them, and my holy angel shall abandon them, and they shall be left as a prey to their own harvest of evil spirits and to all manner of drudges. Notice is they shall be left as a prey to their own harvest. Their own harvest of evil spirits. What you mean their own harvest? Meaning they planted the seed of evil, and had to harvest it. And had to harvest that seed of evil. Your very seed that you planted turned into a harvest that would what? That ended up hunting you. You became the what? The prey. Look at that. They shall be left as a prey. Meaning you being hunted. By what? Their own harvest of evil spirits, man. The very thing, the very seeds you planted grew into something so vast and so large and evil that it started hunting you. That's how that works. It's not the creator sending the misfortune. And they shall be afflicted with assassinations, intriguers, and despoilers, and with anarchy, riots, and destruction. They shall be made to understand that whomever Jehovah created alive is sacred upon the earth, and that whoever does not heed these my judgments sins against the Almighty. You see that? You might want to think a million times over before you kill someone, man. It may just be time for you to just get the hell away from somebody. I can't have no more contact or convo with you ever in life again. If it get that bad. Because look, it ain't that much hate in the world. As soon as you kill him, you bound to him. Yeah. So while you still living, he can always declare some type of spirit of retaliation. And then when you cross over, you got to go see him. You got to go see him. You see, it don't even, and knowing it like that, it don't make sense to kill nobody. Because you're responsible for the soul you take about here. You're responsible for the blood you spill. You spilled it, you got to clean that up. So how do you do it on the other side? You got to resurrect him. For one, you got to figure out a way to calm him down because he on your top, boy. You killed that man. He's angry, rightfully so. You got to figure out a way to calm him down and then convince him that you talking about the creator, and convince him that you're not the same type of person, and convince him and inspire him to righteousness and good works so he can start resurrecting himself. You got to put him on the path of resurrection. And you got to raise him up higher than yourself before you can even begin yours. That is crazy, boy. You better off just getting away. You better off just getting away, man. Straight up. So he's saying again, for they shall be made to understand that whomever Jehovah created alive is sacred upon the earth, and that whoever does not heed these my judgments sins against the Almighty. Behold, it is not sufficient apology for them to say, oh, an evil king will come upon my country and possess it. You can't spin the narrative of the Russians are invading, the North Koreans are invading. So that's why I went to war with him before he could invade. Nah. Trick no good. You know, we not going for that either. We ain't going for that either. I say to you, old man, all countries are Jehovah's. Be his servant for peace and righteousness, having faith in him. So saying if all countries are the creators, who are you to take up arms to defend it? This ain't yours to be spilling no blood over it. Nah, it don't even work like that. It's not yours. And I say to you, old man, this is what true God is saying to you. All countries are the creators. Be his servant for what? Peace, not war, and righteousness. So it don't say be his servants for war and wickedness. Be his servants for war and evil. No, it says all countries are the creators. Be his servant for peace and righteousness, having faith in him. Behold, your God is come to put away old things and to give to you the kingdoms of Jehovah as they are in his exalted heavens. Wow, what? He said, I'm going to put away the old and to give you the kingdoms. That's with an S, that's plural. The kingdoms of the creator as they are in his exalted heaven. Stop playing with them. Heed the judgments of your God. You cannot stop the hand of the Almighty. Chapter 1, Thor, O I speak. Right. If you're getting some understanding, y'all drop an 8,000 in the chat, man. CGG, we still cooking, man. We still cooking. We not playing no games. We're not playing no games. Shout out to my brother Gift of Yahoo, creator only. What's the word, Art? I see Chiefs and his key is in the building. Chiefs and his key is in the building. I see y'all, bang. All right, now watch this. The spirits of the newly dead. Let me see. I'm gonna read this. And in many of these heavenly kingdoms, there are wars and anarchy, hells, where the angels torment one another endlessly. Nor will these false gods and false lords and their subjects admit that they are higher heavens than their own. You see that? You see that? The spirits of the newly dead are captured. See, that's the job of a false god or goddess, false lord or lord, is to capture your soul and make you a slave in their kingdom to advance their aggrandizement or for you to augment or add to their kingdom. But it's a false god, it's a false lord, and got everybody convinced this is the highest heaven right here. In reality, you don't be no higher than your nostrils. The spirits of the newly dead are captured and kept in ignorance of Jehovah and his vast creations and made to bow in adoration and worship to the false lord or false god. And these in turn, being in contiguity to mortals, inspire them to the same worship. Inspire them to the same worship, which fits them at the time of their death to fall as slaves into the dominion of him whom they worship. You see that? Yeah. Captain Zoyak, Vocab Malone, Gino Jennings, all your devotees. Look what it says, which fits them at the time of their death to fall as slaves into the dominion of him whom they worship. Now, the Creator says we have liberty. The Creator's against slavery, against bondage. We got liberty. So are you a slave or a bondman to Jesus, like Paul said? Slave. Because the Creator the Creator that Jesus talked about was wasn't with slavery. It was with liberty. Look at it. The wars in heaven have inspired mortals to wars on earth, so that all around the world unending battles are going on, right? You see? So this ain't got nothing to do with the creator. The creator is not the one inspiring or condoning Israel and Iran and America and Iran. That's not the creator at all. No matter how many fake prayers Donald Trump throw up, no matter how many times Benjamin B.B. Netanyahu gets on there and say, in the name of the God of Israel. Those are false gods. Which fits them at the time of their death to fall as slaves into the dominion of him whom they worship. The wars in heaven have inspired mortals to wars on earth, so that all around the world are ending battles are going on. And those who are slain, here we go again. And those who are slain on earthly battlefields are born into spirit and chaos, not knowing they are dead as to the earth. And so they linger on the battlefield, still battling imaginary foes all over the earth. These battlefields are covered with the spirits and chaos and the spirits of drudge, yaks, and ground people who know nothing more than the beast in the field. Good night, boy. Good night. This is getting serious. This is getting serious. This is getting serious, B. All right, this right here is out the Owaspy prologue. All right. And again, we dealing with the mark of the beast. What's the mark of the beast, man? You come to find out that what it is, majority of the earth is already operating under it. You know what I mean? Some of us got sci-fi zapped to where we just talking about computer chips, and when them same chips is in your debit cards, credit cards, passports, your barcodes. You know what I mean? So you should have heard over the years what everybody thought the mark of the beast was. I heard everything from a social security card to a driver's license to anything that got a barcode on it. I've heard it all. Yeah, microchip in your forehead or your right hand, and yeah, we heard it all. Oh, that's the prologue. After the creation of man, the creator. After the creation of man, the creator. Hold on. Make sure we ain't off. I think we good. Okay, after the creation of man, the creator. Dang, am I not showing? Okay, it is showing. Okay. What's going on, man? What ain't going on? All right, after the creation of man, the creator Jehovah said to him, so that you shall know you are the work of my hand. I have given you capacity for knowledge, power, and dominion. This was the first era, or the first 12,000 years of man's creation on earth. All right, an era is 4 arc cycles, or 12,000 years. An arc cycle is 3,000 years. So 4 arc cycles at 3,000 years apiece gets you 12,000 years, or 1 era. All right, that's one of the dope things about Owaspy. It gives you a timeline. It gives you a timeline. All right. But man was helpless, neither did he stand upright nor understand the voice of the Almighty. And Jehovah called his angels who were older than the earth, and he said to them, go raise man upright and teach him to understand. So the angels of heaven descended to the earth and raised man upright, and man wandered about on the earth. This was the second era, or 12,000 years to 24,000 years since man was created. All right. Jehovah said to the angels who were with man, behold, man has multiplied on the earth, bring them together, teach them to dwell in cities and nations. So the angels of the creator taught the peoples of the earth to dwell together in cities and nations. This was the third era, or 24,000 years to 36,000 years since man was created on this earth. All right. Now, in that same time, or the third era, the beast self rose up before man and spoke to him, saying, possess whatever you will, for all things are yours and are good for you. This is, we're going to break it down. You see that red 23 right there? All right. It's red 23. It says, this is the animal part of man, the negative or shadow of the light, the identity or sense of being separate from others, egocentricity, possessiveness, self-concerns. The beast or self begins in the corporeal man and continues with him till he learns to transcend it. Whether that happens on earth or in the lower heavens, it must be done before rising to inherit the higher spirit world. So at some time or another, we're gonna have to transcend that beast nature, that lower self that everybody's talking about. Until then, you won't be able to inherit no type of higher spiritual world. You see? So eventually we gotta transcend the beast. Yeah, real spill. And then when it says rose up before man, read 24, into the perception of. So rose up before man, rose up into the perception of man, or rose up in the presence of man, rose up in the front of man. That is, the beast rose to ascendancy in the thoughts and intention of man of that era. Man obeyed the beast, and war came into the world. This was the fourth era. So you see what's happening? See what's happening? We got beasts, we got war. We got self. Verse 8. And man became what? Sick at heart. And he called out to the beast, saying, you said possess all things for yourself, but they are good for you. Now behold, war and death have encompassed me on all sides. I pray therefore teach me peace. But the beast said, do not think that I come to send peace on the earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother. Whatever you find to eat, whether fish or flesh, eat it. Look at that. Oh no, man. Oh no. And that's quoted right out of the Bible. Do not think that I come to send peace on the earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. That's Matthew 10:34. And 35. It says, I come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother. Whatever you find to eat, whether fish or flesh, eat it, taking no thought of tomorrow. Now your boy Paul, he said that in Corinthians, whatever is sold in the shambles or the meat markets, eat, and don't ask no questions for what? Conscience sake. So we got like two different passages in here. Look at this. So man ate fish and flesh, becoming carnivorous, and darkness came upon him. See? And he no longer heard the voice of the Creator or believed in him. This was the fifth era, 48,000 years to 60,000 years since man was created. But those man became dark, and he ate so much flesh and so much fish that he could no longer hear the voice of his maker. See that? That's how that worked. That's how that worked. All right, bang. All right, and the beast divided itself into four great heads and possessed the earth, and man fell down and worshipped him, or worshipped them. The names of the heads of the beast were Brahmin, Buddhist, Christian, and Mohammedan. And they divided the earth and apportioned it between themselves, choosing soldiers and standing armies for the maintenance of their earthly advancement or their earthly aggrandizement. The beast split into four heads, and now we got the identity of this beast split four ways. It's the religions of the earth. The main religions, Mohammedan or Islam, Christianity, Brahmin, Buddhism. So now we ain't just got a mythological sea creature with 7 heads and 10 horns. No, we got an actual understanding of this beast. This beast is all the main religions in this world right now. The main ones: Christianity, Islam, Brahmanism, Buddhism. And it's divided 4 ways. This beast inspires warfare, inspires flesh chewing, inspires land invasion. 13. And the Brahmins had 7 million soldiers. The Buddhists 20 million. And boy, them Buddhists ain't playing, boy. The Christians 7 million, and the Mohammedans 2 million, whose trade was killing man. And man in the service of the beast gave 1/6 of his life and his labor to war and standing armies, and 1/3 to dissipation and drunkenness. This was the sixth era. 60,000 years, 72,000 years since man was created. Jehovah called out to man to desist from evil, but man did not hear him. For the cunning of the beast had changed man's flesh so that his soul was hidden as if in a cloud, and he loved sin. Good night. All that flesh chewing for all them years. That's a cold game. Jehovah called to his angels in heaven, saying, "Go down to the earth once more to man, whom I had created to inhabit the earth and enjoy it, and say to him, thus saith the Creator, behold, the seventh era has begun." Seventh era is 72,000 years to 84,000 years since man was created. So 72,000 years are halfway to 144,000. The seventh era begins. It's the era that we're in right now. All right, your Creator commands your change. Creator commands your change from a carnivorous man of contention to an herbivorous man of what? Peace. The four heads of the beast shall be put away, and there shall be no more war on the earth. Now we're dealing with prophecy. See, Creator's telling you to change your eating habits. You know what I mean? And watch the four heads of the beast be put away, and they shall have, and there should be no more war on the earth. That's powerful. That's powerful. Your army shall be disbanded, and from this time forward, whoever desires to not war, you should not draft or impress, for it is the commandment of your Creator. See, not advice. We're not doing the advice thing. We're not doing that. Neither shall you have any God, Lord, or Savior, but only your Creator, Jehovah. And you shall worship none other from this time forward forever. I am sufficient for my own creations. And to all who separate themselves from the dominion of the beast, making these covenants to me, I have given the foundation of my kingdom on earth. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Verse 20, and all such people should be my chosen by their covenants and their works. They should be known on the earth from this time forward as mine, and should be called faithists. Good night, boy. But to those who will not make these covenants, I have given the numbers of the beast. There go your 666, right? You ain't making a covenant with the Almighty. You decide to say, no, I'm gonna hold on to the beast. I'm gonna hold on to these religions. I'm gonna hold on to my flesh chewing. I'm gonna hold on to everything that brings out this narcissism and this egocentricity. I'm holding on to all that. I ain't trying to make no covenant with the Creator. I'm cool. Okay, so but to those who would not make these covenants, I have given the numbers of the beast. You see? And they should be called Uzians, signifying destroyers. And from this time forward, there should be two kinds of people on earth, faithists and Uzians. So which one are you? You a faithist or you a Uzian? Uzian are destroyers. See? Wait. So the angel of heaven descended to the earth to man and appeared before him face to face, hundreds of thousands of them, speaking as man speaks, writing as man writes, and teaching these things about Jehovah and his kingdom. That read 27 says again, this was the spiritualism movement. Spiritualism. So we got a date on this. We got a date on this. What you mean? The angels came down to earth and conversed with man? And I type in, when did modern spiritualism begin? On my Microsoft Copilot. Look what it say. Look what it say. Modern spiritualism emerged in the mid-19th century. Oh, really? Really? Well, the Ark of Cosmon. The Cosmon Ark cycle started in 1848. Mid-19th century, right? Hold on. This just said right here in the so we can put a date on this, huh? So the angels of heaven descended to the earth to man and appeared before him face to face. Hundreds of thousands of them. The hundreds of thousands of who? Angels of heaven. Hundreds of thousands of them speaking as man speaks, writing as man writes, and teaching these things about Jehovah and his works. The Red 27. Again, this was the spiritualism movement, right? Ain't that what it say? Well, let's go back over here. Because I just simply asked the AI something simple that, what said they got modern spiritualism on here. So I type in, when did modern spiritualism begin? Modern spiritualism emerged in the mid-19th century, rooted in the belief that the spirits of the deceased can communicate with the living, and it gained significant popularity in the United States and Europe. Really? Origins and early development. Modern spiritualism is generally recognized to have begun when, y'all? 1848. And anybody that's into a WASPy that rolled with the credit gang know what that date represent right there. That's wild, boy. That's wild, boy. 1848 is the beginning of this Cosmon era. This Cosmon era. Starting with the Cosmon arc cycle that started in 1848. And it was, and during the mid-19th century, y'all, it was high-level spirituality being manifested all throughout this world at this time. Things that people couldn't explain. You see what I'm saying? But Owaspi is saying that's the exact time when angels of the Creator descended to the earth and conversed with man face to face, speaking as man speak, writing as man write. So it was all type of spiritual phenomenon that was happening during the mid-1850s, and it begun, they're saying, in 1848, right? Which is the beginning of the arc cycle of Cosmon. It says, so to have begun in 1848 with the Fox sisters in Hydesville, New York, where they claimed to communicate with a spirit through rapping sounds. This event sparked widespread interest and led to the establishment of spiritualism as a movement. The Fox sisters became prominent mediums, and their claims of spirit communication attracted many followers. So yeah, y'all, it's going down. And the 33rd year of the angel's descent, the ambassadors of the angels, hosts of heaven, in the name of Jehovah, revealed to man his heavenly kingdoms through this Owaspi, making known the plan of his delight creations for the resurrection of the peoples of the earth. So 1848 plus 33, if in 1848 is when the cycle began. 33 years later, what it says, and in the 33rd year of the angel's descent, the ambassadors of the angel host of heaven in the name of the Creator revealed to man his heavenly kingdoms. Well, 1848 plus 33 is what year? 1881. That's the year Owaspi was written. And guess who the medium was? Who was the channel in which, or the bridge in which it came from the spirit world into the physical world? JBN, John Bilal Newbro. He was the bridge or the medium or the channel that was used to bring this revelation of the heavenly kingdoms from the spirit world into the physical world. He was just the bridge. He was the medium, the channel, the lane. So 1848 plus 33 gets you what? 1881. 1881, in the 33rd year of the angel's descent. The ambassadors of the angel host in heaven in the name of Jehovah revealed to man his heavenly kingdoms. Through this Owaspi, making known the plan of his delightful creations for the resurrection of the peoples, plural, of the earth. You see that? So 1848 plus 33 gets you 1881, and the year in which Owaspi was brought forth. You dig? Now, when we go back here the spiritualism movement. Look again. And look what date they give. And this is just a Microsoft AI search real quick. Modern spiritualism emerged in the mid-19th century, rooted in belief that the spirits of the deceased can communicate with the living, and it gained significant popularity in the United States and Europe. Origins and early development. Modern spiritualism is generally recognized to have begun when? 1848. Good night, boy. Waspy is ice cold. Ice cold. You put 33 years on that, that's 1881, the year in which Waspy was written. Ice cold, boy. You can't even make that type stuff up right there. I didn't ask the Microsoft AI nothing about Waspy or nothing. I just typed in, when did modern spiritualism begin? That's all I typed in. You see? And look what it shot back. What it shot back. Modern spiritualism is generally recognized to have begun in 1848 with the Fox sisters in Hydesville, New York, where they claimed to communicate with a spirit through rapping sounds. This event sparked widespread interest and led to the establishment of spiritualism as a movement. The Fox sisters became prominent mediums, and their claims of spirit communication attracted many followers. Dang, look at this. Key beliefs and practices. Spiritualists believe that the spirit world is dynamic and that spirits can provide guidance on moral and ethical issues. They often rely on mediums, individuals who claim to have the ability to communicate with spirits. Watch me call those type of people suis, or you know them as clairaudient, clairvoyant, you know what I mean? Ability to communicate with spirits to facilitate these interactions. The movement emphasized the idea that spirits can evolve and progress through different planes of existence, growth and popularity. The movement gained momentum in the 1850s and reached its peak from the 1840s to the 1920s. Spiritualism was particularly popular in English-speaking countries where it was associated with various social reform movements, including women's suffrage and the abolition of slavery. Many prominent figures, including writers and artists, were drawn to spiritualism, contributing to its cultural significance. Notable figures. Several key figures emerged within the spiritualist movement, including Emanuel Swedenborg, who was often considered a precursor to modern spiritualism due to his writings on the afterlife and spirit communication. Other notable mediums include the Fox sisters and Alan Kardec. You can watch his movie on YouTube. Yep, type in Kardec, Kardec. Lived around the 1850s in France. And the same thing that was going on over here in the Americas was going on over there. And none of these people had ever met each other. And it's called Kardec. Look it up. And Alan Kardec, who systemized spiritualist beliefs in France. You know what I mean? So yeah. I thought I found that quite interesting while I was doing this. And how Waspy actually brought up the spirit movement, the spiritualist movement. Right. And the reason why there was high or plenty of spiritual manifestations during the mid-19th century is because the arc cycle of Cosmon was coming in. So the angels of heaven are descending to the earth. Look at this. So the angels of heaven descended to the earth to man and appeared before him face to face. Hundreds of thousands of them, speaking as man speaks, writing as man writes, and teaching these things about Jehovah and his works. Red 27. Again, this was the spiritualism movement, right? And then you got, of course, 33 year of the angel's descent. Here comes Owaspy, 1881. And what is it for? For the resurrection of the peoples of the earth. Look at verse 24. Look at verse 24. It says, not immaculate is this book, O Aspi, but to teach mortals how to attain to hear the Creator's voice and to see his heavens in full consciousness while still on the earth, and to know in truth the place and condition waiting for them after death. Look at this red 28. When it says not immaculate, it means not perfect, flawless, or infallible. 29. That is, the purpose of writing the WASP was not, look at this, was not to produce the perfect book, but to show mortals how to attain to the Creator's voice, see his heavens, etc. You see? Look what it said right here. Neither are nor were the revelations in this WASP wholly new to mortals. The same things have been revealed at the same time to many who live in remote distances from one another, but who are not in correspondence till afterwards. So WASP be saying, look, the information in here ain't new. This information been in the earth, and even when they burn it, you know, there are libraries in heavens where these things are filed. And okay, so you know, if it's time for it to get put back in the earth, guess what? An angel or some type of high-ranking angel got to find a mortal as the medium, as the clairvoyant, right? Who can hear, see, and converse with the spirit world. Or why we call that a person with sutis, right? An angel has to find someone who has the ability of hearing, seeing, and speaking with the spirit world, and then pass that information from the heavenly libraries to the mortal, so the mortal can write down what's going on. That's what that's about. So in essence, every spiritual book is channeled. How else do you get a spiritual text into the earth? If it's coming from the spirit world, what's the system in order in getting it from the spirit into the physical? From the spirit into materiality. What has to happen? You see? You gotta use some type of medium or channel, some type of bridge. Some type of mortal who can write down, who can follow your instructions and write down what it is you're gonna tell them. You see? It's the whole system in order. Because this light is comprehensive, embracing corporeal and spiritual things, it is called the beginning of the Cosmon era. That's what I'm talking about, boy. And because it relates to earth, sky, and spirit, it is called O-A-S-P, read 30 from the Panic language, or the first language of the earth. O equals sky or heaven, I equal earth, and spe equals spirit. Next, we're going to get into this voice of man. If you're getting some understanding, my family, y'all dropping 6,000 in the chat. CGG is in the building, still cooking. Shout out to my brother, Prince Judavon, in the building. Happy Star Day, my brother. You dig? 38 years young and handling business. Love, light, all that good stuff in between. You know what I mean? Y'all shout out to young Prince Cosmon. Shout out to Cosmo. Oh man, y'all got big bro in the building. Y'all don't got Cosmo and Kruger up in her, boy. Y'all don't got Cosmo and Kruger up in her, do you? Man. That brother be throwing manhole covers. He be throwing manhole covers at your deity, boy. Throwing manhole covers like they dimes. What they talking about, cowboy? That's my bro right there. That's one of the four horsemen. My brother Cosmon Cal. I call him Cosmon Kruger, the cloud kicker. Good to see you, cowboy. Good to see you. All right, let's get into this voice of man. I see Katori Israel in the building. Katori Israel is in the building. What's the deal? Yeah, gang. All right, let's get into this voice of man. Easy work. The voice of man. But I will acknowledge my iniquities. I can hide nothing from the eye of my creator. Hear me then, O Father. I took up arms against my brother. With great armies, I encompass him to despoil him. By the stroke of my sword, I multiplied his widows and orphans. The cry of anguish that came out of their mouths, I answered by the destruction of my brother's harvests. To my captains and generals who showed great skill in killing, I built monuments in stone and iron. Yes, I inscribed them from top to bottom with their bloody victories. Look at this. Look at this. Huh? And in my vanity, I called out to the young, saying, behold the glory of these great men. To honor them, I have built these great monuments. And the youth of my household were whetted, was sharpened with ambition for spoil. Can't wait to go lay something down. Can't wait to go rob something. The example my hand made them train themselves for warfare. To my colonels and generals, I gave badges of gold. I called to the young woman, saying, come, a great honor I give you. You shall dance with the officers of death. Look at that boy. The officers of death. Good night, boy. Good night. And they flooded up on tiptoe. Y'all, you sisters was tiptoeing through the tulips, huh? Huh? They don't watch me just say they fluttered up on tiptoe. Oh my God, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And they fluttered up on tiptoe, elated by the honey of my words. Oh Jehovah, how gaping my wickedness. How utterly I have failed, except in making the flow of my brother's blood the relish of Satan. Look at that. He said, I've failed in everything. The only thing I've been good at is spilling blood. Spilling my brother's blood. Good night, boy. Good night. This is serious. This is serious. All right, watch this. Verse 16. To my destroying hosts, I have given great honor and glory. In the pretense of enforcing peace, I hewed my way in flesh and blood. I made an illusion of kingdom. I called out to my people, saying, we must have a kingdom. We must have the most powerful nation in the earth. Now, this for you patriotic Negroes. Look at this. I made an illusion of kingdom. I called out to my people, saying, we must have a kingdom. I showed them no reason for it. I showed them no reason for it. But I pressed them to take up arms and follow me for patriotism's sake. For whose sake? Patriotism's sake. And yet, what was patriotism? Excellent question. The hell did that term come from? Huh? Because now everybody want to be a patriot. A New England patriot. Behold, I made it as nothing greater than you and your commandment, you shall not kill. Read again. Read it again. That's 17 hit like steel, boy. You heard what he said? I made an illusion of kingdom. I called out to my people, saying, we must have a kingdom. I showed them no reason for it. What? Wow. But I pressed them to take up arms and follow me for patriotism's sake. And yet, what was patriotism? Behold, I made it as something greater than you and your commandment. You shall not kill. Yes, by the cunning of my words, I taught them my brother was my enemy. That to fall upon and destroy him and his people was great patriotism. Patriotism is a fancy word for you to come up with an excuse to go kill someone. Yeah. Look at this. It's an excuse not to obey the commandment of not killing. That's what it is. It's an excuse to disobey the commandment of not killing. That's all patriotism is. It's an excuse. It's an excuse to kill. It's an amendment. Thou shalt not kill has an amendment. We had to amend that. We had to correct that and add stipulations to it. And they ran at the sound of my voice for my glory and the greatness of my kingdom, and they committed great havoc. Yes, I built colleges for training my young men in warfare. I drew boundaries, making borders here and there, saying, "This is my kingdom. All others are my enemies." Look at this. Hmm? Yeah, great colleges for training your young men in war, like West Point. West Point is one of them, right? Hmm? All others are my enemies. 21. I patted my young men on the head, saying, "You dogs of war, great shall be your glory." And their judgment was turned away from peace. I made them think that righteousness was to stand up for me and my country and to destroy my brother and his people. Ooh, and you still think it's the creator sanctioning all that war in Israel, all that war in Iran and Ukraine and Russia and Palestine and Boko Haram, if they still around? And man, look, bro. Look. At some points, you have to keep it real with yourself and say, "Hey, man, look, we got to clean this mess up." Hmm? Look at this. Yes, they built me forts, castles, and arsenals without number. I called to my people, saying, "Come, behold the glory of my defenses, which I built for you." And they gave me money, garrison, ships of war, and torpedoes. Look at that. Shouting, "Hoorah!" for our kingdom. And then with the jarheads, the Marines say, "Hoorah!" We have faith in these things, but not in you, our creator. Thus I led them away from you. Their eyes I turned to look down in the way of death. By the might of my armies, I put away righteousness. Yes, I covered the earth over with drunkards, widows, and orphans. The beggary I reduced them. But I sharpened their pride by saying, "Look what great standing armies we have." To the man who said, "There shall come a time of peace when war shall be no more forever," I mocked and said, "You fool. I know the counts against me, O Father. I cannot hide my iniquity from your sight. I have said war was a necessary evil to prevent a too populous world." Huh? Got to go to war because the world is overcrowded. So we got to go to war and spill some blood. We got to go to war and spill some blood. You know what I mean? We got to reduce the population. Ain't enough room for everybody, huh? Look what it's saying. I have said war was a necessary evil to prevent a too populous world. I turned my back on the wide, unsettled regions of the earth. With this falsehood in my mouth, I stood up before you. Yes, I cried out as if for the righteous, saying, "I war for the righteousness and for the protection of the weak and the destruction of my brothers and sisters." I stood as a murderer, pleading this excuse. Stubbornly, I persisted in not seeing justice on the other side, while I cut down those whom you had created alive above the works of your hand, and I raised myself up as a pruning knife in your vineyard. Even more than this, I persuaded my sons and daughters that the war for me was the war for our Father in heaven. By my blasphemy, I led them into ruin. By my blasphemy, I led them into ruin. And when the battle was over for a day, I cried out, "Behold, the glory of those who were slain for the honor of their country." Thus I have added crime to crime before you, O Jehovah, and so destroyed your beautiful creation. Truly, I have not one word in justification of my deeds before you. This is serious. Or if only I had remained faithful with you, Creator. But I invented gods to the glory of the evil one. In one place, I called out to my sons and daughters, saying, "Be Brahmins." Brahma saves whoever professes his name. In another place, I said, "Be Buddhists." Buddha saves whoever calls on his name. In another place, I said, "Be Christians." Christ saves whoever calls on his name. In another place, I said, "Be Mohammedans." Whoever says that there is only one God and Muhammad is his prophet shall have indulgence without sin. Good night. Thus I have divided the earth, O Jehovah, into 4 great idolatries. You heard this? Ain't the beast divided into 4? 4 great idolatries. I have established them, and into their hands put all manner of weapons of destruction. and they have become more terrible against one another than the beast of the forest. Oh, if only I could put away these great iniquities, which I raised up as everlasting torments to the earth. Truly, there is no salvation in any of these. Their people are continually destroying one another. They quarrel and kill for their respective religions, setting aside your commandment, you shall not kill. They love their own nation and hate all others. They set aside your commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. Good night. They preach and pray in sufficient truth, but not one of these people practices peace, love, and virtue in any degree equal to their understanding. These religions have not saved from seeing any nation or city on the whole earth. In vain I have searched for a plan of redemption, a plan that will make the earth a paradise. And the life of man, and the life of man, hold on, I'm tripping. Put that right here. Bang. There you go. In vain I have searched for a plan of redemption, a plan that would make the earth a paradise, and the life of man a glory to you, our creator, and a joy to himself. But alas, the two extremes, riches and poverty, have made the prospect of a millennium a thing of mockery. A thing of mockery. For one rich man, there are 1,000 poor, and their interests ceaselessly conflict with one another. Labor cries out in pain, but capital strikes him with a heartless blow. Nation is against nation, king against king, merchant against merchant, consumer against producer. Yes, man against man in all things upon the earth. Because the state is rotten, the politician feeds on it. Because society is rotten, the lawyer and the court have riches and sumptuous feasts. Because the flesh of my people is rotten, the physician finds a harvest of comfort. Now, Jehovah, I come to you. You hold the secret of peace, harmony, and goodwill among mortals. Give me your light, O Father. Show me the way to proceed so that war, crime, and poverty may come to an end. Open the way of peace, love, virtue, and truth so that your children may rejoice in their lives and glorify you and your works forever. Such is the voice of man. Such is the voice of man, O Jehovah. In all the nations of the earth, this voice rises up to you as you spoke to Zarathustra, Abraham, and Moses, leading them forth out of darkness. Oh, speak, Creator. Man has faith in you only. Man has faith in you only. You alone were sufficient for the past. Today, you alone are sufficient for your own creation. Speak, oh Creator. First book of the First Lords. First book of the First Lords, chapter 1 and 15. And the Lord said to the drunks, because you have slain your brethren, you should depart out of the place of God. And so that you may be known to the ends of the earth, I put my mark upon you. And the mark of the Lord, and the mark of the Lord put upon the drunks was the shadow of blood. The shadow of blood, which being interpreted is war. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Red in the 197. Note that war is the distinguishing characteristics of the tribes of the Druk and their descendants, but not their color, size, geographic location, etc. Every person alive today, and this is important, man, because we get a lot of people want to argue with us about what Owaspi says, but they really ain't read this thing. And this is one of the main things we bring up. All right. Notice this. It says, note that war is the distinguishing characteristics of the tribes of Druk and their descendants, but not their color. The Druks are black and brown. But what's the distinguishing characteristic? War is. A Druk practices war. See? Note that war is the distinguishing characteristics of the tribe of the Druk and their descendants, but not their color, size, geographic location, etc. Every person alive today descends from both Ians. Excuse me. Today descends from both Ians and Druks, and those who war are following their Druk ancestry. rather than their iron ancestry. For these races amalgamated. You see that? For these races amalgamated and also became extinct as to initial race, so that there is now no separate race of Druk or Iron, but all peoples today are capable of eternal life. So you're a Druk based off what you do. You're a warmonger, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a Druk. Yes. Yeah, the orange pervert is a Druk. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, who else? Who else is a world? Xi Jinping, the Chinese chairman or whatever. He's a Druk. Yeah. Yeah. What about Kim Jong mentally ill over North Korea? Oh yeah, Druk behavior all day. Yeah, that's a Druk. That's a Druk all day. Now, what about Vladimir Putin? Oh yeah, Druk. Benjamin Netanyahu, Druk. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Druk. Oh, don't forget about Africa. There's all types of warfare and bloodshed going on. What are you talking about? Right? Every nation has standing armies. These are Druks. The distinguishing characteristic of a Druk and an Iron, y'all, is based off what you do, not based off what you look like. If y'all understand that, please drop a 4,000 in the chat. All of this is based off your character, what you're doing. It's not based off lookership. It's not based off lookership. Yeah, right, America's love. Makes sense for creator to be opposite. Like, why would the great spirit need to war against his creations? Exactly. Sister Rain is in the building. What's the word, sis? What's the word? What's the word? And knows what it said too, that these races amalgamated. What does that mean? They mixed, Druk and Iron, right? But as to initial race, they not walking around here no more. Everything's been amalgamated, right? So there is now no separate race of Druk or Iron, but all people today are capable of eternal life. Verse 17, and the Lord God, read 16 again. And the mark of the Lord put upon the Druks was the shadow of blood, which being interpreted is war. And the Lord God said, by this sign, the tribes of Druk and their descendants shall be known to the end of the world. What sign? The sign of war, the shadow of blood. So if anybody is, or just look around, who is a warmonger? Who's bombing the earth and invading countries? And it's a gang of them. Yeah, they're Druks. No matter what color or what nation they come from, those are Druks. All right. And that's what it said then. They said that this sign, the tribes of the Druk and their descendants shall be known to the end of the world. And women being more helpless than man cried out with fear, saying, "O Lord, how shall I bring forth to you and not to the sons of death?" What you mean? What you mean? And the Lord said, because you have brought forth in pain and yet called on my name, behold, I will be as a shield and protector to you. For I will also put a mark upon the Ians, my chosen, so you shall know them when they come to you. So hold on. Druk has a mark on him, and it's his actions of war. All right. Now let's see what an Iron. What sign does an Iron have? And the Lord commanded the male Ions, old and young, to be circumcised, so that women would not be deceived by the Druk. So that means the Druk and the Iron physically look just alike. You can't even tell them apart. What separates them though? No separator. One goes to war and one practices peace. One goes to war and one is circumcised in the flesh, so the women wouldn't be deceived. But that's the only way a woman can tell a Druk man from an Iron man is if he was circumcised or not. This ain't got nothing to do with your phenotypes. Ain't got nothing to do with it. They'll be trying to turn a WASP into something like racial. That ain't true, man. That ain't true. Would you say SEAL Team 144 said makes more sense in my Yamanese Indian culture? We call the creator the Great Spirit. And this lines up with our indigenous commandments before the fake Indians got her. Yep. Yep. Oh, we. Hmm. You see? So the women couldn't even tell the drunk men, the difference between the drunk men and the iron men. They couldn't tell if they was just physically looking at them. You couldn't tell. The only way you could tell is one practices war, one don't go to war. One is circumcised, the other ain't. Mm. The Lord commanded the male irons old and young to be circumcised so that women would not be deceived by the drugs. And the irons circumcised their males old and young. For it was testimony of the Lord to women that seed of their seed was born to everlasting life. Oh, we gonna end it with the book of S, daughter of the creator in the building. Daughter of the creator in the building. And I went over this earlier. I went over some of this earlier on the Minister of Wellness. Yeah, the Minister of Wellness went over some of this earlier. Mark of the beast, y'all, is warfare and flesh chewing. It's not a passport. It's not a computer chip in your hand or your head, in which I ain't never get nothing like that. I'm just to be funky with you. Hell no, you're not shipping nothing on me. But I've heard all types of things since I've been in this walk. That the Mark of the Beast was a social security card. If you got social security number, you already got the Mark of the Beast. If you ever bought something with a damn barcode, I said, boy, that's everything. You already got the Mark of the Beast. If you got a driver's license, you got the Mark of the Beast. If you got a passport, if you got a credit card, a debit card, a cell phone, you got the Mark of the Beast. To some people. And some people see it totally different. They think it's an embargo or a tariff that one nation can put on another nation. You know what I mean? Other people say it's the white man's Christianity, brother. You see? And Wasp come right down, kick the door right in, and just clear it all up for you. Like, man, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Right? Majority of the world, you want to talk about the mark, image, and number of the beast. Majority of the world is already operating under that. Majority of the world is already operating under that, man. Under that vibration. You see? We're going to end it with the book of S, God, paradise. All the earth is mine. Hold on, load this up a little taste. Load this up a little taste. Just a little taste. Just a little taste. All the earth is mine, and the waters and the herb buddy earth. These are members of my body in person. Man, I created not to possess them, but to dwell on them and in them. To all men alike, I gave these inheritances, nor to any man apart, nor to any nation or people apart. But with liberty and privilege to these, I gave man a right to draw sustenance and support. So let's trip off what's being said here. The credit is saying all the earth is mine, and the waters, and the herb bud of earth. Your entire ecosystem is the credits. These, the earth, waters, and earth, these are members of my body in person. Man, I created not to possess them, but to dwell on them, for what? And in them. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. All right, my bad, y'all. I had to see what's up with the fam real quick. All right, how we looking? What more can I say? I'm the brother that love popping. All right. All the earth is mine, and the waters and the earth buddy earth. These are members of my body and person. So the entire creation is considered members of the creator's body and person. Man, I created not to possess. Man, I created not to possess them, but to dwell on them and in them. So you wasn't created to possess the earth, to possess the waters, to possess the earth, right? But to dwell on them and in them. To all men alike, I gave these inheritances. You see that? So the heavens, the heavens, the earth, and the waters weren't created for you to possess any of it. You were created to what? Dwell on them and in them. And then all men alike got that inheritance. Got the inheritance to what? The earth, the air, and the water. The land, the air, and the sea. You see that? To all men alike, I gave these inheritances. All men. Nor to any man apart, nor to any nation or people apart. But with liberty and privilege to these, I gave man the right to draw sustenance and support. But with liberty and privilege, so it's your divine right, to these, what? To the earth, to the earth, and to the waters. But with liberty and privilege to these, I gave man the right, the divine right to draw sustenance and support. So the very creation that's a part and parcel of the creator's body, right? That you was not created to possess, but to dwell on and in. You have the liberty, the privilege, and the right, to live off your environment, right? To live off what the creator created, which in essence are extensions of his person and his member. You see what I'm saying? That's called all men, verse 25. All men are my children, into conscious being I created them alike. Privilege to all the earth, and the waters of the earth, and the earth and the firmament above the earth. Brothers and sisters, I created them of various tribes, races, colors, and sizes. But nevertheless, in my own way, I created them, everyone for glory in the way I made them. In the early days, behold, I kept man on certain continents and places so that I could unfold him in the glory for which I designed him. But in Cosmon, I open the gates of the ocean, seas, and rivers, and say to all my people, come forth. Behold your brethren. Go into this country and into that, and learn wisdom from that which I have proved in the family of my house. Be profitable to one another. You see what God is saying to all the races of mankind? Be profitable to one another. All y'all got the same inheritance. All lands are my lands. What are y'all doing? Spilling blood over man-made borders. Brothers say, I created this for you to live on and in and draw sustenance from. And here you go drawing imaginary borders as if it's your land. And killing folk over land that ain't even yours. Come forth, behold your brethren, go into this country and to that, and learn wisdom from that which I have proved in the family of my house. Be profitable to one another in the experience and practice of my hand upon all people. We start hearing a lot of this all. You gotta let that bigotry go, that superiority, that ego, you gotta let that go. You only gonna get so far spiritually over here thinking you the big muckety muck. Or you the groovy guru. You just floated in the room, and time stops when you come through. Look, stop it. Stop it. Stop amping yourself up. Just stop it, man. All right. and one tallness, and another shortness, and one sound teeth and bones, and well-formed limbs, and another sagacity, and one a dense population, and well-tilled lands, and another plain food and long life. For in Cosmon, man shall go abroad into all countries, one nation with another, and they shall profit by wisdom to bring forth a new race with all the glory selected from the whole. Here you go over here trying to act like you are pure-blooded, whatever the hell you think you are. No, I don't work like that. It's been all amalgam. By the time you arrived on the board, Johnny, huh? By the time you arrived on the board, Lil Susie, yeah, you was already mixed up. You ain't no pure-blooded nothing. You ain't a pure-blooded nothing. None of us are. That was one of the biggest hoax and tricks that was pulled on you by the devil to have you believing you are pure-blooded anything. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not unmixed. You're not unamalgamated. You're amalgamated. By the time you arrive here, especially during the Cosmon era, it's letting you know a new race is on the land. To bring forth a new race with all the glory selected from the whole. Neither shall man be bound anymore by the doctrines of this God or that God. But yeah, you ain't bound by it. I mean, if you choose to stay in it, that's on you. Right? But you ain't bound to it. Or by this savior or that savior, nor by any of the ancient books, nor by inspirations of past times. But he shall know how to obtain inspirations from my gods in my heavens for his own good and for his own wisdom. Neither shall one nation judge another and cry out, heathen, heathen, nor one people judge another and cry out, pagan. Boy, we used to say that heathen with a hard H, boy. And that N at the end, boy, we used to hold that. Heathen. Boy, we used to say that with a hard H, boy. Huh? Neither shall one nation judge another and cry out heathen, nor one people judge another and cry out pagan. Behold, I alone shall judge. My mark is upon all those that engage in war, or who keeps warriors, or who keep forts and arsenals, and use weapons of death, and upon all who kill and eat the flesh of anything I created alive. For all such are pagan and heathen in my sight. And that's all nations of people, y'all. Good night. Good night. That's all nations of people, man. Oh, wait. If you got some understanding today, I need somebody to drop a 12,000 in the chat. We cooking. We cooking. Heathen. Heathen. Bang. Now everybody got some understanding, you feel me? CGG is in the building. Still cooking, baby. Still cooking. All praise, glory, now to the creator, the God maker. Maker of suns, moons, and stars. Warfare and flesh chewing. You already got the mark of the beast. That's a cold game, boy. That's a cold game there, boy. Ouch. Ouch. Praise glory now to the creator, the God maker. My brother, SEAL Team 144, SEAL Team 12, Tillman students, Tillman, student of life. Much love, it's my brother, man. Met that brother in the flesh several times. Very powerful. Shout out to Gift of Yahuwah, creator only. That's right, Create a gang, baby. I see y'all in the building. I see number 12s in the building. 12,000. We good. Imam, Sister Ron. Not seen the same fate. This nigga's we ain't seen fate. This in the building. Imam, who will it be? And the checks, Imam. Shoulders. Status. Yeah, we say that he's with a hard age, didn't we? A hard age. I'm trying to tell you what is really going on around these parts. What is really going on around these parts? Malaki? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Records get twisted.
Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted. Records get twisted. Truth wasn't written, it lived and applied. Images carved, but they not what they imply. Copies get lifted and passed to the scribes. Hands on the script, but it slowly run dry. Circles and lines held the truth they can't hide. Pointing to the all, but reduced to a sign. Told not to seek it, just stay and comply. But light get diminished the moment it's tied. Priests in the center, the people outside. Words getting filtered before they even apply. Gatekeepers shaping what souls can't defy. Twist the truth in the text so the ego align. Nothing was said about looking inside. All of the noise outside keep the mind occupied. Truth was a whisper they learned to divide. Buried in the scriptures that were written in lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Voices get carried and shift in the span. Truth leave the source, get reshaped by hand. Spoken outside, but not part of the plan. So hear it clear without the preaching of man. Leaders keep building the heavens they command. Guards along the path, so it passed through a brain. Teaching the code, so obedience stand. Blocking the truth from the masses caught up in the shame. Some start to notice it wasn't so grand. The rise then decline all across the land. Stories get buried, then uncovered in sand. Every time echo patterns they don't understand. Reading all the records, the mind expands. Seeing the same cycle that once sunk pan. The meanings got altered the further they ran. And they took it as truth, then made laws in the clan. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Looking at records, the truth can be known. Same things repeated, then written in stone. Teachings get layered and widely outgrown. Deeper foundations not built in the homes. Voices not living out, setting the tone. Taking his law, 9 followers grown. Those who will question get left on their own. Told just accept what the elders condone. Patterns keep repeating, times clearly flown. Rising and fall in the ways they have grown. Nothing was random, the seeds had been sown. Cycles keep turning and the harvest is wrong. Some start to see it and question the throne. Some keep defending when the proof has been shown. Nothing to argue, the cover's been blown. Just seeing it clear with no need to atone. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's speeds guide to how over time the truth's turning to lies. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faithless life. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Yeah, walking the path in the faithless life. I need a faithless wife, full of prayer every day, moving with intention, never drifting astray. Disciplined and gentle, but firm and approachable. Grounded in the light, in the presence, always notable. See how she carry quiet strength in the front. Not for empty talk or for playing no games. Mind kept in order, spirit kept in line. Building from the base, help you rise over time. Simple in the walk, not impressed by the shine. Keeps the vessel clean, every action in line. Through the highs and lows, she don't break a divide. Keeps the path steady as she walk at your side. No confusion in the aim, no drift in the road. Helps refine the work, keeps it under control. This for the faithless, seeking peace over noise. Watch how it show in her steps and her poise. A faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faithless life. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Yeah, walking the path in the faith. She keep her tone soft and don't move with the crowd. Balanced in the ways but never speaking it loud. She got a prayer for the souls that have lost their way. Keeps memories close though friendships fade. Not the type to chase every sign that appear. Understands the pull, but she keep the vision clear. Idea of building by Jehovah's design. Where it's more about the spirit and the growth of the mind. Dressed plain and clean, not impressed by the drip. When the pressure hits, she never fold or flip. Standing in the place, never quick to react. When the noise get loud, oh, our speed get cracked. She move with awareness, see the shifts in the air. Knows what to give and what's forbidden to share. Carries it with grace, how she walk, how she speak. If the vibe get off when playing for the weak. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faithless life. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faith. Now the bill feel different when the union right. Two aligned in the wheel, both moving alike. Nothing getting in between, no division inside. Everything in sync. When she walk, I feel proud. When the pressure come in, it get handled with ease. No confusion in the steps, everything flow with peace. She don't add to the weight, she be helping it lift. Turn the strain into growth, such a delicate gift. Every move got a reason, every choice got a base. Ain't no drift in the bond, everything in its place. From the mind to the work, it's a unified flow. What was hard on your own, now it's easily grow. This the type of connection that refine over time. Not just love, it's alignment in the body and mind. That's the reason it matter who's standing beside. With a faithless wife, keep the whole path in line. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faith is life. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faithless life. I need a faithless wife. Foundation built right with a woman of life. I need a faithless wife. Walking the path in the faithless life. I need a faithless wife full of prayer every day. Moving with intention, never drifting astray. Disciplined and gentle, but firm and approachable. Grounded in the light, in the presence always notable. See how she carry quiet strength in her frame. Not for empty talk or for playing no games. Mind kept in order, spirit kept in line. Building from the base, hope you rise over time. Simple in the walk, not impressed by the shine. Keeps the vessel clean, every action in line. Through the highs and lows, she don't break or divide. Keeps the path steady as she walk at your side. No confusion in the aim, no drift in the road. Helps refine the work, keeps it under control. It's for the faithless, seeking peace over noise. Watch how it show when it steps in the poise. I need a faithless A faith is white, foundation built right. With a woman of light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, walking the path. In a faith is light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, foundation built right. With a woman of light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, walking the path. Faith is light. Keep it so soft and don't move with the crowd. Balanced in the waist, but never speaking it loud. She got a prayer for the souls that have lost their way. Keeps memories close, though friendships fade. Not the type to chase every sign that appear. Understands the pull, but she keep the vision clear. Idea building by Jehovah's design, where it's more about the spirit than the growth of the mind. Dressed plain and clean, not impressed by the drip. When the pressure hit, she never fold or flip. Standing in the place, never quick to react. When the noise get loud, oh, I speed get cracked. She move with awareness, see the shifts in the air. Knows what to give and what's forbidden to share. Carries it with grace, how she walk, how she speak. If the vibe get off, we ain't playing for the weak. I need a faith is. A faith is white, foundation built right. With a woman of light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, walking the path. In the faith is light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, foundation built right. With a woman of light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, walking the path. Faith is light. Now the bill feel different when the union right. Two aligned in the wheel, both moving alike. Nothing getting in between, no division inside. Everything is sync. When she walk, I feel pride. When the pressure come in, it get handled with ease. No confusion in the steps, everything flow with peace. She don't add to the weight, she be helping to lift. Turn the strain into growth, such a delicate gift. Every move got a reason, every choice got a base. Ain't no drift in the bond, everything in its place. From the mind to the work, it's a unified flow. What was hard on your own, now it's easily grow. This the type of connection that refine over time. Not just love, it's alignment in the body and mind. That's the reason it matters. Who's standing beside? Where the faith is wife, keep the whole path the line. I need a faith is. A faith is white, foundation built right. With a woman of light, I need a faith is. A faith is white, walking the path. In the faith is light.
The tree reaches with greed, needs to own the sky. Drink all the light till the whole land died. Wide black canopy swallowed the sun. Then the family packed it up when the feeding was done. Family wonder what a cart so old. Carry rare seeds wrapped in cloth and gold. Known through the regions wherever they roam. For planting great forests where nothing had grown. Most of they saplings were perfectly sown. Healthy green crowns reaching into the ozone. But one bad seed from a far off storm grew twisted roots in a poison form. They kept it hidden deep in the cart. Told it was special right from the start. Tiny dark sapling, crooked and thin. Wrapped its roots round the pot it lived in. They gave it water wherever they stayed. Propped up its limbs so branches wouldn't break. Every new town let the family rest. Soon as black leaves sprouted hate and stress. The tree reaches with greed, needs to own the sky. Own the sky. Drank all the light till the whole land died. Whole land died. Wide black canopy swallowed the sun. Then the family packed it up when the feeding was done. Deep in the ocean of bark and vines, a seed shot upward at unnatural heights. Fed on the rays with a desperate greed, never once cared what the young trees need. Oh, why cedar stood there before. Ancient roots from forgotten wars, but the seed spread limbs without no guilt. Chokehold groves till the trunks would wilt. Smothered elders that it gave it space. Blocked out the light till they dried in place. Even the pine was that survived the storm fell into the dark from its towering form. Over time the saplings had began to see nothing good could ever grow from a rotten seed. Every new limb from this lumbering oak means new innocent lives get smothered and choked. The tree reaches with greed, needs to own the sky. Drank all the light till the whole land died. Whole land died. Wide black canopy swallowed the sun. Then the family packed it up when the feeding was done. Whispers move through the root floor deep. Warnings pass beneath every rustling leaf. If nothing don't change, the grove will fall. One cursed tree gonna starve us all. Caretakers and family defend the seed. Healed up its hurt and let the old trees bleed. Never believe what the elders said, till the streams ran dry and the soil went dead. So the roots all united beneath the dirt. Tiny alone, but together they work. Coiled through the stones in the poison ground. Silent below, where sequoias look down. Storm clouds gathered over dying land. Cold winds tore through the broken span. Thousands of roots move one direction. Earth itself loosened its connection. The tree reaches with greed, needs to own the sky. Own the sky. Drank all the light till the whole land died. Whole land died. Wide black canopy swallowed the sun. Then the family packed it up when the feeding was done. The bad seed trembled deep in the core. Felt the whole forest rejected more. Soil gave way from the weight that it bore. Branches crashed down with the sound of war. New world spawned like we opened the door. Light hit the grove like it did before. But next to the stump, the old roots bled. Family gathered up all the seeds that it shared. By the dawn, the family had moved along, carrying the seed of whose genetics was wrong. Small, far off towns may never understand why poison roots ever rose through the land. Somewhere tonight, near a roadside inn, another bad seed falls asleep in the wind, waiting to drink from the beaming sun, waiting to move on when the feeding is done. The tree reaches with greed, needs to own the sky. Own the sky. Drink all the light till the whole land died. Whole land died. Wide black canopy swallowed the sun. Then the family packed it up when the feeding was done. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old texts lining up that predicted events. I speed a book that make it all make sense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old texts lining up that predicted events. I speed a book that make it all make sense. Sirens in the night, nobody shocked at the noise. Yellow tape stretch where they once played as boys. Numbers on the screen turning life to a choice. Timeline scroll quick, life never had a voice. Crowds gather round, but the questions remain. Everybody seen it, but ain't got a name. Patterns in the chaos, but it's easier to blame with whatever narrative the channels want to frame. History buried, but it bleed through the cracks. Old warnings written, now they line up with facts. Same cycles turning, just a different set of acts. Same end result every time it collapses. Nobody asking why the pressure's immense, or why it feel heavier just to exist. Everything loud, laced with suspense, like something got taken without any compense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. I speed a book that make it all make sense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. I speed a book that make it all make sense. Books full of knowledge, but the spirit get ignored. Mapped out the stars, they think Saturn's the Lord. Charts on the wall, got them feeling the shore. Cut off anything that ain't measured or explored. Teach what they see, all else is dismissed. Call it blasphemy if it don't coexist with the data they gather in the systems they script. Truth get narrowed down to the lens they equip. People walk around like they stuck in a phase. Talk like they living, but they lost in a maze. Can't tell the difference, real life in the stage. Playing out scripts that they write on a page. Try to speak deep, but get labeled intense. Say it's too much or it don't make sense. But the more that they reject, the more it commence. Like the loop that repeat with a porous defense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining
lining up that predicted events. Oh, I speed a book that make it all make sense. Big buildings rise, put a crown on the place, call it center of the world, everything else second place. Power gets stacked, now it's all about the race. Who can dominate the map, who can regulate the space? Leaders speak loud, but it's all self-interest. Every move calculated, never random in the business. Send waves out with just a widen the distance between those who comply and those in resistance. Glory on display, make it look like it's pure, but behind closed doors, it's a different report. Decisions getting made that the public can't afford, where disease get patented without no cure. Expansion the goal and never knowing it end. Armies of the gods cleanse the land of descent. Every structure built will eventually bend. When it's rooted in control, it despise free men. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Oh, I speed a book to make it all make sense. Time coming close where it won't be belief. Things getting shown, put the doubters to sleep. Not a matter of opinion, a scientific retreat. When it's sight in the eye, can't deny what it see. Proof in the works, even if it take time. Generations build just to reach that line where the truth stand clear, not hidden in lies. And the ones who deny get washed in the tide. Some will accept, some will turn away fast. Some in the trance to the spells that they cast, but the ship still move it the way that just passed. Answers was written before the questions was asked. Everything aligned and every sign killed fear. Past meet present, now the picture feel clear. What was once questioned now is turning the gears, and the record been there, just ignored through the years. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Oh, I speed a book that make it all make sense.
Boy, I try to tell you, boy, my creative game brothers don't be playing, boy. I try to tell you, boy, that CGG music is next level, man. For y'all that want the album, I put the playlist in the chat. Y'all go over there and support the undergrads, man. And, you know, shout out to FGK Capone, you know what I mean? Brian Joe, Taz, Yeshuda Vaughn, Cosmon Prince, you know what I mean? Sela Shalom, Cosmon Cal, you did. Them brothers about to drag me back into the studio, man. I'm in the studio in some years, but hey, listen to me. This stuff right here is next level. It just hit different. The beats are different. It ain't no drill music. We ain't talking about no type of darkness. You know what I mean? No darkness. You know what I mean? Punchlines and bars that make you think and inspire you to rise up and, you know, rise the next brother and sister next to you or bring them out of that darkness. You did? So look, man, it was an excellent day breaking bread with y'all, the family, since early this morning with my brother, the Minister of Wellness, to right after that, right back up on live, you know, breaking down this mark of the beast, y'all. What is the mark of the beast? Is it a passport? Is it a social security card? Is it a computer chip in your debit card? Is it a chip in your forehead or your hand or what is it? If y'all got the answer today on what the mark of the beast is, y'all go ahead and post that in the chat. Let me see who's been listening, man. Let me see who's been listening. What is the mark of the beast? What is the mark of the beast? And we can include it all in there. Mark of the beast, the number of the beast, and the image of the beast. You know what I mean? What is the mark of the beast, man? Okay, Ema always on it. Eating flesh and war. That's right. That's right. Warfare and animal chewing. Warfare, spilling blood. Animal chewing, spilling blood. And that means the majority of the earth, you dig, is up under the vibration of the mark, number, and image of the beast. Separate from the beast takes for you to drop your man-made religion. Drop the religion of the beast. That's what's enslaving your spirit, your soul. The beast is divided into 4 heads: Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Brahmanism. Yep. So in order for you not to be a part of the beast, you first must separate from the beast, come from up under these religions, You dig? And make your stand and pledge with the Almighty, the Creator. And renounce all God's lords and saviors that you've been praying to in your prayer breath. Let that go. They ain't number slave masters looking to make slaves of thou and looking to forward their aggrandizement or looking for you to augment their heavenly kingdoms until it finally crack and fall. You know what I mean? That's right. The mark of the beast is warfare and flesh chewing. Animal chewing. Hey, Rain, I like that that Faith is Wife, that hit, but I like that Faith is Wife remix. That deal hit even harder. And then that one I just played, that deal was hard, boy. That Make It Make Sense. Woo, that deal go hard. That deal go hard. Yeah, y'all. So, you know, hey, tell a friend, let them know they ain't got to be scared of having a social security card or a barcode on their clothes or a debit card or a credit card or the real ID. Ain't none of that got nothing to do. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with the mark of war and the stain of flesh chewing. That's what the mark, number, and image of the beast is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. All praises, all glory, all honor to the Creator, the God maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. I'm glad y'all got some understanding today. Make sure y'all support our brother, the Minister of Wellness. Make sure y'all support this brother, man. Go over to his channel, get in the description links, and find out various ways you can go ahead and you know what I mean, send word or send some type of relief to these brothers and sisters over in Kenya. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and share this real quick. Faith without works is dead, brothers and sisters. Faith without works is dead. Real spill. You did. So use the day to get outside and do something good for somebody. A shout out to my brother, the Minister of Wellness. Because I love the work. Love the work. Si kwa wakati wa furaha. Spirit, lead me where my trust is now. You walk on the waters, wherever you will call me. Take me deeper than I think could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. We're declaring this tonight. Spirit, lead me where I trust. Shout out to my brother, the Minister of Wellness, Nathaniel Jordan, my homeboy from the same town and city, St. Louis, Missouri. Much love to the brother over in Kenya, East Africa, hey, putting in that pain against these false gods and dropping light bombs and actually doing practical work, right? Practical work, looking out for the less fortunate, feeding them, educating them, clothing them, housing them. You understand? Now we gotta get up in there and start teaching all them short leggers some type of skill. That way they can go ahead, no matter where they at in this earth or in this life, they be able to maintain themselves and maintain their families. So we don't just feed them fish, we teach them how to fish too. You dig? So that's what's up, man. All right, until the next time, family. I'm about to get up out of here, handle some business. You know how it is, feet to the streets, metatarsals, tarsals, and phalanges. I ain't write the book. I only read what was in it. Until the next time, CGG. Creative Gang Gang. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old texts lining up that predicted events. Or speed a book that make it all make sense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old texts lining up that predicted events. Or speed a book that make it all make sense. Sirens in the night, nobody shocked at the noise. Yellow tape stretch where they once played as boys. Numbers on the screen turning life to a choice. Timeline scroll quick, life never had a voice. Crowds gather round, but the questions remain. Everybody seen it, but ain't got a name. Patterns in the chaos, but it's easier to blame with whatever narrative the channels want to frame. History buried, but it bleed through the cracks. Old warnings written, now they line up with facts. Same cycles turning, just a different set of acts. Same end result every time it collapses. Nobody asking why the pressure's immense, or why it feel heavier just to exist. Everything loud, laced with suspense, like something got taken without any compense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Or I speed a book that make it all make sense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Or I speed a book that make it all make sense. Books full of knowledge, but the spirit get ignored. Mapped out the stars, they think Saturn's the Lord. Charts on the wall, got them feeling the shore. Cut off anything that ain't measured or explored. Teach what they see, all else is dismissed. Call it blasphemy if it don't coexist with the data they gather in the systems they script. Truth get narrowed down to the lens they equip. People walk around like they stuck in a phase. Talk like they living, but they lost in a maze. Can't tell the difference, real life in the stage. Playing out scripts that they write on a page. Try to speak deep but get labeled intense. Say it's too much or it don't make sense, but the more that they reject, the more it commence. Like the loop that repeat with a porous defense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Or I speed a book that make it all make sense. Big buildings rise, put a crown on the place. Call it center of the world, everything in second place. Power gets stacked, now it's all about the race. Who can dominate the map, who can regulate the space. Leaders speak loud, but it's all self-interest. Every move calculated, never random in the business. Send waves out with just to widen the distance between those who comply and those in resistance. Glory on display, make it look like it's pure, but behind closed doors, it's a different report. Decisions getting made that the public can't afford, where disease get patented without no cure. Expansion the goal and never knowing it end. Armies of the gods cleanse the land of descent. Every structure built will eventually bend. When it's rooted in control, it despises free men. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Oh, I speed a book to make it all make sense. Time coming close where it won't be belief. Things getting shown, put the doubters to sleep. Not a matter of opinion, a scientific retreat. When it's sight in the eye, can't deny what it see. Proof in the works, even if it take time. Generations build just to reach that line where the truth stand clear, not hidden in lies. And the ones who deny get washed in the tide. Some will accept, some will turn away fast. Some in the trance to the spells that they cast, but the ship still move it the way that just passed. Answers was written before the questions was asked. Everything aligned and every sign killed fear. Past meet present, now the picture feel clear. What was once questioned now is turning the gears, and the record been there, just ignored through the years. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events. Oh, I speed a book that make it all make sense. Golden Gate shining. Golden